Okay, so first I will be explaining the activity, sorry, the activity. Remember, the activity is something that you need to upload to today or on the day of on Tuesday, on the day of the class, before the class ends. So here I will fix this before sending you the file, because you don't have to do that exercise. That's for the next partial. You only have to do exercise 1 and exercise 2. So exercise 1 is about calculating a cross rate, and then with that cross rate, you convert the amount of money that you have at the beginning to the other currency. It's not a triangulation, it's only the cross rate. Just be careful, because in here you have the exchange rates in different ways. Like you don't have the same currency at the bottom, so you have to fix it and then make sure that you divide in the right way to find the cross rate that you need, and in the end just convert the initial amount using the cross rate, and that will be exercise 1. If you have any questions, you can come. If you want me to check your answer before submitting, it's fine. And exercise number 2 is exactly as the one that we just previously did with the triangle. And now instead of Poland, Mexico, and the US, we have the US, Japanese yen, and Swiss francs. So we have different currencies, but it's the same idea. Now you will have huge numbers because you have 12 million Swiss francs and you will be using yuan, so the numbers will be quite big. But the good thing is that you can use Excel, so just be careful with the numbers on that. I think this exercise even has the answers on the presentation number 3. So if you want to double check, it's okay. And also if you want to check with me on Zoom, it's perfectly fine. But remember that you have to submit this before the class ends. And the other thing that I want to explain is the homework. So I think the homework requires me to explain you something. So in the homework, we have this table that I call the cross rate table. It's like in practice, there are companies that specialize on doing triangular arbitrage. And what happens is that they are just running algorithms all the time, trying to find where is an opportunity to make arbitrage. So remember that question that I asked you when I was doing the exercise. Can we make profit from these cross rates? So they just run these algorithms all the time trying to answer to that question. So computers use a table similar to this, because in here you have different cross rates that are all tied to the dollar. So you have, for instance, in here, this very first rate, this one, 0.8551 euro over dollar. That's the first rate that you have. The next one is the same, pound over dollar. It is always the one on the left is the one on the top, and the one on on the top is the one at the bottom. It sounds kind of weird, but it's left, it's top, and right, it's bottom. Okay, sorry about the confusion. And in here, it's Canadian dollar over American dollar. Then this is the Indian rupee over dollar, Mexican peso over dollar, Australian dollar over American dollar. Then we have Chinese yuan over dollar. And finally, we have dollar over dollar, which is one, right? Dollar over dollar. So as you can see, I am asking you to calculate the cross rates of these currencies. So for instance, in here, what I am asking you is to calculate the cross rate between the euro and the Chinese yuan. So how can you do that? Well, you can divide this over this, right? Because you will be able to eliminate the dollars, and you will end up with euro over yuan. So let me use my calculator from my phone to calculate that. You can use Excel, and I think it will be easier. 0.8551 over 6.4084. Says that the answer is 0.1334. So you can do this all over again in the next squares. That's why I say that maybe with Excel is easier because you can just copy the formulas, but be careful because you can have a mistake. But that's homework 3. It's about calculating this table of cross rates. As I told you, like usually people in real life don't do it manually because it takes a lot of time, and when by the time you find out the opportunity, it's already gone. So usually are computers that are programmed to do this. Um, and that will be homework 3. So remember, homework is for the next week. So you have to submit this before the class when we have the exam. And activity 3 is for the class on this Tuesday. Next video, I will be solving homework 2 from the last, from I think it's the deadline is this Tuesday, but it's important that you understand this homework. It's about balance of payments.